Cynics on Disney podcast contains adult language. Listener discretion is advised. This is the Cynics on Disney podcast, presented by nightclub33.com.
Welcome into this week's episode of the Cynics on Disney podcast. I'm your host, Bobby, aka the Disney Cynic.
And I'm Amanda, aka the Anti-Cynic.
And joining us today again, because, why not? We gotta get more microphones and more
I think, Pat, faces. You're becoming our third co-host here.
Yeah.
Right.
Getting a little close there. But we threatened to do a live stream with this gentleman, and then Disney fucked everything up by saying, no, we're going to broadcast it on Fortnite. And now, look,
so
I'm not signing up for
I'm
a
not
Fortnite
doing
account.
what I'm not playing a game that my 8th graders play.
But the weird thing is, you had to stream it after the actual show, the announcements. So it was like
it wasn't even a lot. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why we didn't do the live stream thing that we had announced that we were super excited about. But we have thoughts, we have opinions on D23. D23 or D24?
I mean,
23.
It's the 2024 D23 Expo.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense, but okay. All right. Well, that's what we're talking about, guys, today. The outcomes of the D23 festival.
Woo! Kids are back.
I really am not thrilled that they are thrilled. Let's just all right. Amanda,
yes.
just so I can say that I said it, will you please give us some history on the D23 Expo, whatever it's called?
I can give you a little bit of history on D23 as a whole.
Okay.
So D23 is the official Disney fan club. In fact, the official name of D23 is D23, the official Disney fan club.
Wait a sec. I just want to.
Do we know where 23 came from?
Yeah, 1923, the year that the Disney company was founded.
Oh.
So there's that.
But I also have problems with this already off the
already.
So what you're saying is that you sign up for D23 and you pay a fee. Is that right? Because of course you can't even be a fan of Disney without paying something for the privilege.
There's actually 2 membership levels.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Yes. And that was, right. I was going to get into that. I can go ahead and get into that.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and separate the wheat from the chaff.
There are 2. Okay. Actually, let me just do this first. D23, the official Disney fan club, was founded on March 10th, 2009. So this is all happening under Iger. He introduced D23 at the Walt Disney Company's annual meeting on March 10th, 2009. They kind of got started with like a booth at the San Diego Comic-Con. They had the first expo September 10th through 13th of 2009, and it's just kind of grown from there, and they do a whole bunch of events now and stuff. But there are 2 membership levels. There is a free membership level.
Oh, okay.
There is a free one. I'm probably going to be a part of that here in a moment. With the free membership level, you get their fanfare newsletter, you get access to like general events that they have, you get to enter sweepstakes, and there are like discounts and offers that you can get as well. Then there is the gold level. Now for one person, you can pay $99 a year. But if you have 2 people, you can pay $129 a year.
That's weird.
And for this, you get everything that the free membership tier gets, plus you get cards saying that you are an official member of D23, like you're a gold member. Cool. You get access to like special events that are only for gold members. There's offers that are only available for gold members. This year, I don't know if they do this every year, but this year they had like this collector set that they sent out to all the gold members. And you get the subscription to the D23 magazine, which comes out every quarter. But yeah, again, they have a bunch of like different events, not just D23.
I wonder if the discounts are even worth the $100.
I don't even know.
You get nothing. Is
I don't
what
even
you get. You get a card that says you're a fan. Like what? This is ridiculous, guys. What if we spend thousands of dollars at Disney that makes us not fans officially? Is that what we're saying here?
I think I have some stuff
This
on
is
my wall
for
behind me. This is
for
just
the
like a
ultra.
tiny bit. This is just
I
a
just
tiny
think
bit of the stuff.
I think it's just further to get into your fandom, like it's just another thing to dive into.
Yeah.
Like I don't need it. I signed up for the free one.
They do have a couple of
time
events. They do have a couple of events for the gold members that I'm like kind of interested in, but unfortunately I'd have to be out. I'd have to go out to California to partake of these. Like they have one. They have 3 times a year they do a D23 day where you get a tour of the Walt Disney Studios and archives.
That's cool.
Me being the history buff that I am, I would love to do that. But yeah, I again, I don't know if I want to pay $99 a year for that.
Well, you're not
how
paying
much is it to get into the?
I can tell you, like that's not happening.
I mean, there may be value to somebody. I have no idea what the tickets to the museum cost. And
yeah, I haven't looked into all of that, but I would. That would be something I would be interested in.
I signed up for the free service for when Disney Plus came out because they gave you Disney Plus for like $2 a month for like 3 years or something like that.
I think we got a discount because we're with Verizon and they did a whole thing with Verizon. If you were a Verizon member, you got a deal on the subscription.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, woo. Oh. Okay, you can.
So it's essentially a Comic-Con for Disney nerds.
Yeah.
It's D23.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. That we can call it that.
People dress up and.
Now I do want to explain that the D23 Expo is held every other year. And on the years where we don't have the D23 Expo, that's like the big event. There is a smaller event called Destination D. They did not think that name through.
Nope.
That's held on the years that we don't get a D23 Expo.
You can't say stuff like that to me, okay?
I think this year there's some type of D23 event in Brazil, like in September. Have you heard
that? For them.
I know they've done them in Japan before, but I haven't heard about the Brazil one.
Good for all you D heads out there. So what does that know what they're called?
I don't know what they're called.
I don't know what else to call them. But we're going to focus on the parks panel of this expo.
Specifically Disney World.
I'm sure that Pat and I will get into some of the movies and TV shows and stuff like that separately in a whole different thing called Apocalypse Now. Check it out and subscribe and rate and review. So overall, going into this, I'll just go ahead and say it. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm a little scared, if I'm being honest with you, of what announcements are to come, because I view Disney as something very differently than apparently everyone else does.
Mm-hmm.
And the further that we go down this other path, the more we can't go back, it feels like.
Right.
So now I'm terrified, and you understand my brain and my mindset, right?
Yeah.
We good? We good?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Good? Are you good?
No, I don't think that I am.
He's not.
He's not well.
Let's see how this goes.
You ready for this?
We are going to we can get a counter somehow in the corner of the number of times that I use the F word in regards to this, and that'd be helpful. So let's see if we can make that happen.
Just so the viewers at home know how this is working, I am going to read off one at a time, apparently, the list of things that are coming to Disney World, and I am doing this by park. I'm going to go in park order. I am going to start with what I think is like the least exciting and work my way up to like the most exciting. What I think is the most exciting.
Sure. That sounds good to me.
your list can be different, but this is how we're gonna go. All right,
and
you ready?
Pat, obviously, we want you to chime in as well. We know that you are just like a bull, like inside of a rodeo, just bucking and ready to go with all of these announcements. So chime in, and also keep it set up so that we have 9 and 1 dialed just in case.
Oh God.
All right.
Well, we
right
are
here.
in separate. We're in separate states, so
I've got my phone right here in case I need it for him.
All right. So, Amanda, let's go ahead and get
do it.
started.
All right. I am going to start. Like I said, I'm going in park order. So we are starting with Magic Kingdom. Starting off with the one of the smallest things, I think, at least with Magic Kingdom announcements to come, would be the Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge, which is supposed to open next year.
Did we decide that it was Pirates of the Caribbean? I thought it was Caribbean.
Did I say Caribbean?
Caribbean?
You did.
Yeah.
I thought I said Caribbean. Okay, Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, there we go. Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge that is coming next year, and apparently they've already started like construction on it, and I believe it is taking the place of Tortuga Lounge or Tortuga the restaurant. Yeah,
interesting.
I've seen some pictures of what seems like, I believe, construction. So
inoffensive, don't care. I guess I don't know. This isn't really gonna make or break it for me. Pat, you?
I think people are gonna love it. I think it's gonna be as popular as Oga's Cantina, in that kind of light, I guess.
Great.
I think if you like pirates and you like theming, I think it's probably going to be fun for people. Drinks are going to be expensive. I don't know if I don't know if liquor is going to be involved in this, but I assume it will be.
I'm assuming if it's a lounge, but we also have Gaston's Tavern, which does not serve alcohol.
True.
So that's a little misleading. So that does beg the question: is Magic Kingdom going to finally have liquor?
Well, the restaurants have liquor, sit downs, right?
I think. Well, the Skipper Canteen. I don't think Be Our Guest does. I think Be Our Guest is still beer and wine. But
I think
Skipper
I didn't
even
try over at like Crystal Palace or Tony's or the other places we've eaten. So whatever.
But this is interesting. All right, the next thing that I am a little bit more excited about.
Can we just go ahead and celebrate the fact that I made it through one thing without dropping the F-bomb?
So Amanda, you think this is you're on the same page as me. You think it could potentially be fun. Yeah,
I think this is. I'm excited. No, just because I mentioned this first, and I'm going from what I'm least excited. Sure. I mean, I'm still excited about this. Like, this is still something I'm excited about, and I am very interested to see the theming, and I think it's going to be a good addition to the park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, my next thing that I'm slightly more excited about, because I love a good parade, and I love a good nighttime parade. I am a huge fan of Spectrum Magic and the Main Street Electrical Parade. So I am very excited about this new nighttime parade that is going to be debuting next summer. I hate the name of it.
Yeah.
That's Disney Starlight. What the hell? But other than that, I'm excited about this parade.
I'll chime in. I will think it's a parade. I don't care about parades too much, but what I think would be good, it's going to attract people, and it's going to free up attractions for people that want to ride. So I think it's a good thing overall.
Yeah. Look, if I had to pick a parade that I have to go to, I'd rather see a nighttime parade than a daytime parade. Mostly because I'll be a little bit more tired by the time that it gets around to nighttime, and I could use a break.
As scorching hot.
Correct. Yeah. And I don't feel as though I'm wasting shit as much. Look, I'm not gonna be the biggest fan of parades in general, but same time, the hell with it. If it's a people eater, if it gets people out of line, I'm fine with it. So
the other thing, it's added entertainment too.
It is. And
So-
I think that was something Magic Kingdom, since they took the Main Street Electrical Parade, the only nighttime entertainment that they had with the fireworks.
Yeah. So I think
unless you went to
it
one
adds
of
a little
the
bit
parties.
more value.
Right. So I think
Yeah.
this does add a little bit more value. It's another nighttime entertainment. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the water pageant.
Okay.
Out on Seven Seas Lagoon. So this I'm excited to see what they do with this parade. And yes, I will drag Bobby at least once. So
Gotta cover it.
Yay.
All right, next up, there were two big announcements for Magic Kingdom. And this first one, we are getting 2 new attractions over in Frontierland, both themed to cars. And construction on those will begin next year. They will be taking the place of the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. All of a sudden, Tom Sawyer Island has fans now. I don't get it.
I'll tell you this.
Fans before.
So for the last 10 years, we haven't stepped foot on that island. Now, I will have to say is the ambiance of that boat and the water, I will miss that for sure, 100%.
I'm gonna miss the view with the river. Yeah.
But I think there's potential. There's potential if they do it right, and we don't know if that's going to be the case. But if they do what they're saying, where it's going to be the wilderness of the West, and they're going through Yellowstone, and you're going, it could look great. So I'll hold judgment
here. Theming to, but I know the theming does not make sense to Bobby.
Sure,
I already know this,
especially with the change of Tiana's. What do you mean? They're reforming what Frontierland is. That's just what it is.
That's why I'm frustrated by it, because you know what? Because what is Thunder Mountain? You're supposed to be in an 1800s mining town, and then what? Right next door, you have talking cars all of a sudden.
Yeah, but hold on. If you've been out west, to Wyoming and Utah and Yellowstone and all those places out there. There's mining, and Utah's right past all that stuff, right? And that to me, it fits.
Also,
I don't think it fits. I think you go for look, it sounds stupid, but keep Frontierland with cowboys and stuff. I was going to say the other thing, but I'm not supposed to say that other one.
Also, the movies take place Route 66, and where is Route 66? It's out west in the desert.
I don't know if this is controversial, but it's a ride that everybody can enjoy, all kids, but especially boys. There's not a lot geared.
There's not a lot, for boys at Magic Kingdom.
And I think that's a good thing.
I wish, though, that if you're going to do something with cars, and this, I don't know, just smacks of easy to me, why wouldn't you do it over at the Tomorrowland Speedway, where we've been begging for something to update that fuckery? I don't know, for God knows how long.
Bro, you know, if they take out the Tomorrowland Speedway tomorrow, people will be complaining about it.
People are already complaining about Tom Sawyer Island going away now. Okay, that's what I'm saying. All of a sudden, there's fans of Tom Sawyer.
When's the last time you guys were on Tom Sawyer?
I went within the last year, just because I hadn't been in a very long time, if at all.
1997.
So I went just to see it.
It's a waste of space, really. I mean,
it can. I'm not sad it's going away.
I'm not offended.
You're upset that the cars are going in.
Yes, because.
But what if it's not Radiator Springs?
Then why does it got to be in Frontierland?
Because the movie takes place out west.
Right, but if it's not Radiator Springs where the movie's set, then what's the point? Why not just go ahead and put the Cars thing over at the Cars attraction?
What do you mean, over in Hollywood Studios?
Tomorrowland is supposed to be because Tomorrowland is supposed to be quote unquote futuristic 1960s.
And self-driving AI driven cars are not futuristic, because that's basically what they are.
I don't think in this case cars would fit.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think it would fit. I agree something needs to happen with the Tomorrowland Speedway, but I don't think putting a cars attraction there.
Shit ain't happening to it for a long time. So
I will say the one thing that I'm glad that wasn't accompanying this announcement was yet another attraction based on Toy Story / Woody that has been a rumor in the hopper for now. That would have made me just rage quit.
Yeah, I think that would have been a bad idea.
I think putting cars attractions is good. I think they're putting it in a good place. I think they're putting it in a good place.
I think it all depends on how well they do it. Like, are they going to do half-ass? Or are they going to actually put the money into it?
If they do it like they did out in California Adventure, like that looks cool.
Right? Yeah.
That
would
looks cool.
We just don't know what they're going to do. No.
Okay.
I don't think it really is.
I said if they did it, I don't necessarily mean the exact right. I'm saying if they put the time and effort like they did in California Adventure to make it look like that. Like, it looks cool. It looks...
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll
all right. And then the next and last announcement for Magic Kingdom, I think is the one that everybody got excited about, is Magic Kingdom's getting a new land. And this one is going to be a villains themed land. And here's my only issue. Well, I have a couple of issues with it. First of all, construction begins soon.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Apparently they said that they're already like moving dirt and stuff. Whatever. But construction begins soon. It will have 2 attractions. They have an area for it, and I have a feeling I know where it's going. It will have 2 attractions, it will have dining, and it will have shopping. So it's a legit land going in there.
Yeah.
Now, Bobby, what are your thoughts on this?
This seems like something he'd like.
I don't hate the concept. Here's where I'm disappointed, though. This is the final nail in the coffin, as far as I'm concerned. There is no 5th theme park.
This could have been the perfect 5th theme park.
Yeah, there's nothing, there's no new ideas.
Just an entire villains theme park. Is what you're saying.
That would have been really cool.
There's nothing out there that thematically could run as a vein throughout the entire park like a villains land could. And I guess they don't give a fuck anymore. That seems to be like I guess my biggest problem with them is that they don't give a fuck anymore. But this to me seems like a wasted idea that may warrant having 2 decent attractions. We'll see how they turn out, but like I said, this is just the death knell for the 5th gate. So that's why I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. I mean, that possibly could be the case for sure, that there won't be a 5th theme park. But I mean, there's a lot of factors into why they're not building a 5th theme park, because the other 4 parks that they have aren't sufficient.
Right.
Enough,
well, that's because they keep cutting, instead of expanding capacity, they keep cutting capacity. Instead of staffing the park into a level that's above the capacity that they're expecting, they targeted it just at or below to try to save as much money on labor as they can. They cut costs at literally every corner and then charge us more on top of that. So no, I don't expect them to really do anything wonderful here with this as an idea. But
I don't know. I think it has great potential. Like, just from the artwork, like
huge potential.
Did you see from the artwork? It looked like that they had a coaster going through the water, like in some type of.
I haven't seen the artwork. I need to see this.
Like, to me, like, would that be like, if it's a coaster and it's going all the way around this land, because that's what it looks like. To me, it goes from the front to the back, and would you be going through seeing all the villains, or is it going to be a specific villain that you're going to encounter? These are I don't know, but the coaster looks
sounds like a
like
really great idea for a whole theme park. Sorry.
Oh, that coaster.
You see what I'm
is
talking
that
about? Like
coaster in the water?
Isn't it? That's what it looked like to
castle?
you?
Is that another? Are we getting another castle similar, or is that just
that's
the
Sleeping
Beast
Beauty
Castle?
Sleeping Beauty Castle.
That's up on the hill there.
These are all the
Maleficent.
concept art is literally just Chat GPT generated art bullshit.
It could be. But if
all
that
it is.
coaster, if they have a coaster that's taking you through like a tube that has water around you, that'd be pretty badass.
Oh, that is, yeah, that would be.
And maybe you encounter Ursula underwater.
Yeah,
that'd be
I don't
badass.
trust a damn thing on it.
I want to see once they make actual announcements about these rides, but that coaster does look cool.
Josh Tomorrow in that presentation said that this was going to be a land that they put a lot of effort and a lot of theming into. So we'll see if that holds up. We'll
hope
see.
So,
because it has great potential.
The villains have become insanely popular the past decade.
And think about what they could do for Halloween with that as well.
Oh, the Halloween parties after this land. Oh, that's gonna be that's gonna be really cool.
Just imagine how much grander and more expensive those tickets could have been at a full villains theme park.
It's possible.
Yeah.
What do I know? I just have dedicated for some reason a portion of my life to this. So whatever.
All right.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited.
Any other thoughts on Magic Kingdom announcement?
We kind of knew this was coming. Yeah. Don't hate it. Don't love it. But whatever. It's fine.
I like it. I think it's going to add capacity to the park. You're going to get 4 new attractions, and they're not really closing down any, which is a shock.
This is, for those of you who are curious as to where this is going, this is going to go back behind Big Thunder Mountain. So it's going to be on the edge of Magic Kingdom property, but there is plenty of space back behind Big Thunder. Big Thunder, that whole area was supposed to originally be much bigger than it.
So they call it the biggest expansion in that park's history. So we'll see.
Yeah, this will be. So it sounds like it's.
And then the rumor.
Disneyland.
The rumor of a Haunted Mansion themed restaurant. I think that has a lot of.
I haven't heard that rumor. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Exciting.
All right, let's move over to Epcot, the park with the least amount of announcements. Thank God.
Yeah.
We don't need more construction walls.
To be honest, if they came out and said we're going to overhaul Epcot, I'd probably be excited about it.
They've already kind of done that, but I just don't need more. Look, I'm glad for once we're letting. But Epcot needs a break. It has had construction walls for years.
It does.
So I'm glad that we only really had one announcement because Test Track. That construction's already started. It's reopening next year. So
which is nice. That's a good turn.
It will be celebrating the past, present, and future of automation. Not quite sure what this is going to look like. I'm a little scared. So there's that.
That'd be better than the current rendition of Test Track, though.
Yeah,
that's not hard to do. Original. I don't think anything's going to top the original. So
the current one's the worst.
The current one's horrible, and I'm glad it's going away. Oh, so bad.
That we can agree on. And honestly, in terms of attractions, this is probably the only attraction that I have any sort of peak of an interest in. And it's because they don't have anything to do with IP being slapped on it because it has a sponsor.
Right. It is sponsored.
I'm excited to know that they can do something, anything. And I want to see what this crop of Imagineers comes up with when they're finally given a freedom to do something.
Yeah.
I think that's something to note is that with the change at Imagineering over the last year and a half, what are we going to expect from was it Vaughn, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I can't think of his first name. But we'll see what he does because he's actually from Imagineering. Unlike the lady that ran Imagineering for the last several years, and that's what we get at Epcot, those real clean What would you call that? Like
shitty is what I would call it. So
it's just not Disney, right? It's not what we've known from Disney.
No, it's not. That's for damn sure. And okay, we'll see how this goes. But
yeah,
yeah.
I like that they're bringing in like we're taking some inspiration from a previous attraction.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously is the key word there.
Yeah. I think what I'm most excited about at Epcot though is the Spaceship Earth theme lounge that we're going to be getting next year.
That'd be cool.
Okay. So originally in my head, this was something that I was the most excited about, right? Because I'm like, cool, a new place to drink. It's going to be inside and air conditioned, and I like Spaceship Earth. And then I thought about it a little bit more. And the more I thought about it, the more I think this is the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard in my entire life.
Okay.
Why?
How do you theme a bar to that ride cohesively?
So looking at some concept art,
it looks like a rooftop bar at one of the off-property resorts.
It kind of does, but with
it looks like it looks like it should be overlook
any part of the park.
No,
it looks like you can see fireworks from there.
Okay,
according to concept art. So you can see. It looks like you can see like the Mexico pavilion. You can see the fireworks. According to this description, says that it will be a zen space for families to gather and enjoy refreshments, and it will be draped with rich textures and warm metallic tones.
But are they gonna fucking have like the guy beating papyrus into paper over in the corner?
I don't.
Are they gonna have Michelangelo painting the ceiling? Are they going to have Rome burning as like the smell that permeates the entirety of that lounge?
I don't know. But
maybe the drinks will
be. It's gonna be located in the former corporate lounge overlooking World Celebration.
Yeah, I mean it's a cool location for a bar, but here's the problem, Bobby. You're not going to be able to get into it anyways. That thing's going to be packed, and you're going to need a reservation to get in there.
It's going to be like Space 220 was when, it's going to be like Space 220 for a while.
It may always be popular. Yeah, it's going to be like Oga's again. You know,
we'll never get to drink there. I know that. So you're right. I guess it doesn't technically matter, but like I'm just, how do you take something like that and make it into a one cohesive theme for a bar? Like I
have to wait and see.
I could do that with Horizons. They have the 3 different things that you can do at the end that you have to vote on in your car or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you could have 3 different sides of the bar, one in the middle being under the sea, one in space, and one in the desert. It wouldn't be that hard to do. But with something like Spaceship Earth, I'm like, there's a scene every 2 seconds, like, and there's something memorable about that scene in, that kind of sticks to you. That's why people like it. So what, are they going to have the woolly mammoth? Are they going to have the printing press? Are they going to have the little child outside asking if you want to read all about it?
Will I be able to smell Rome burning?
That's what I asked earlier.
We're going to have a Rome burning drink, probably.
I want to smell Rome burning. Okay.
It could be a continuation of the story somehow as well, so.
I don't see it personally, but
we'll just have to wait and see.
We'll wait and see. I'm excited.
We'll have a cool view. You can pay a lot of money to watch the fireworks from there. So.
Yeah, you can spend $150 a person on a drinks package to watch fireworks from there.
Sweet.
That's what you'll end up. No, God bless it. No.
That people are gonna be buying that up like candy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is why I'm against it.
I'm shocked that they haven't done this. That they waited so long to do something like this.
I am too.
I don't like this being,
especially at Epcot. I mean, the park known for drinking.
Yeah, easy upcharge.
I hate every.
I'm not going to do it. But...
I want to throw up. Okay.
All right.
Let's
ready
move on.
you ready for Hollywood Studios?
Okay.
All right.
This is
two announcements.
Yeah.
There were 2 announcements for Hollywood Studios. The first one, which is in 2026, they're going to be adding some new ventures that you can go on Smuggler's Run that involve Grogu and Mando, because in 2006, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is coming out. So we got to tie that in here.
I think this is probably the new Star Tours.
That's what
Star Tours
Bobby
is
was
going,
saying.
And this is
this will be the new Star Tours.
Yeah, and I like it because I think having a different story when you go, I think that they should have done that from the beginning. But here, I think this is a good upgrade to the attraction.
I kind of think that if they're gonna have you do the Millennium Falcon experience, you should do something that the Millennium Falcon is known for doing more so than whatever the fuck it is that we're doing now. I think that was from that movie Solo. I think I remember trains or something from that shit. I don't remember. It was really bad.
If they make it like a Star Tours thing where like every ride is like a different adventure, that could possibly be something that happens.
Yeah, they could put some awesome in it, like Han Solo.
Chewie involved.
Yeah.
They don't want us to care about that part of the franchise. They only want us to care about new stuff.
Their part.
Yeah.
They could put May in there.
Who?
Acolyte. What? May.
Oh.
If they do, I'm calling OSHA. And I don't mean her sister. I mean the Occupational Safety and Hazard Administration. That's a batshit crazy idea.
I like this. It's something minor, but they might. You never know.
Okay, so if that happens, that kind of changes some things with this next announcement, because next announcement is another new land at Hollywood Studios, which is the Monsters Inc. land. I am excited about this. I love Monsters Inc. The roller coaster. I've always said since Monsters Inc. came out, that whole scene in the movie where they have where they're going through all the closet doors, that would make a great roller coaster, and we're getting it. I'm excited. It's going to be the first suspended roller coaster at any Disney park. This is going to be exciting. However, right now there's a lot of speculation with where we're going to put this. Everybody's worried about Muppets. I'm worried about Muppets. Everybody is coming out saying leave Muppets alone.
Allow me to grab the microphone here like I'm some sort of goddamn WWF wrestler. I don't mean some modern wussy WWE wrestler. I'm talking about a bad boy from back in the day, from the 1980s, when they had to spar with the hippies for the rights to call themselves the WWF. I am so fucking pissed that they even think that they should go over to where Muppets is. Fuck them for even thinking something.
You know what? I don't know if they've even mentioned it. I think it's just everybody doing speculation.
Don't you fucking dare.
But everybody is I even saw a thing where Josh Gad is like, leave Muppets alone. Muppets need to be protected.
So on Twitter, one of the Imagineers, I think it was over the weekend, said, I guess he's in one of those office buildings behind Launch Bay. And he said, I got the news that we're going to be relocating. And he was the same guy that broke the news for the roller coaster over in Epcot, the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster, the date. It was good. So I think it's going into the Launch Bay area. And it makes sense to go there.
And if they, over...
where Star Wars Launch Bay is, Disney Junior, and because I think
the animation courtyard.
Yeah.
That's where.
So
that was another.
I think that's where it's going to go, and I think it fixes a problem where you can attach
Pixar, because all of the
Hollywood
Pixar stuff,
and plus they might be able to make a pathway to get to the boulevard, the Hollywood Boulevard there, and then maybe even connect it to Toy Story Land.
Well, that's because
Like
all of the
have a
Pixar
pathway.
stuff, is over on that side of the park.
Mhm.
Including in you talking about making that path to connect to Hollywood Boulevard.
Mhm.
That's you've got over by Rock and Roller Coaster back behind there. You've got the Cars, whatever is that back there. So that is where it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
To go.
But here, I've heard another argument, suggestion that the Indiana Jones show,
that's another
because we'll talk about what they're going to do later in the Animal Kingdom, but maybe that's probably seen better days. I mean, that probably won't last here, I don't think.
I don't understand how it is still operating, to be honest with you.
Right.
It sounds stupid, but the people who really like that show and want to see that show, they get upset when you don't have like the Nazis be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And like take off the Nazi emblem from the plane. Like I get what they were trying to do and everything like that, but come on, we all know that they're the bad guy here,
Right.
So it's that kind of thing. And if that's really where your attitude is going to be, just put it out of its misery, because there's like 6 people that show up to this thing. You're risking people's lives when you do that kind of shit. Like it's literally just some guy falling from a 40-foot ceiling down to an amphitheater. Like, come on. Enough's enough with it.
Yeah, they cut a lot out of that show since I've been seeing it,
Yeah.
We were so bummed out by
we
it.
We went to go see it,
Yeah.
It was not
good. And it's a lot of space back there too. So I mean they could build something back there. Yeah.
So there's a couple of places, a couple of other places other than. And that also, if they end up making Smuggler's Run more like Star Tours, they get rid of Star Tours and they give them a little bit more space in that area. So.
Yep. And Star Tours backs up to Muppets Courtyard. So the thing about
we don't have to take Muppets. We can just take Star Tours out.
What if they do put it there and then they take the Muppet Show, and put it somewhere else? They still keep the Muppet Show.
If they just moved it.
Right. Because really, that's Jim Henson's last.
Which is why everybody's project. Like, don't mess with it.
I feel like you don't mess with that.
I'd be more fine with it so long as they kept it to as much of like the original aesthetic as they possibly could, and they added what I think would be the single greatest attraction of all time, the Muppets Great Movie Ride.
That would be so
cool. If nothing else, like I get that Disney is trying to morph Hollywood studios. I think that they went down the wrong path. The way that they should have done this is to break it up into literally the various studios that they own: a Pixar studio, a Lucasfilm studio, whatever you want to, whatever all the other ones
instead of individual themed lands.
Yeah, have them each be their own lot. Like they, like you kind of were going back to that original theme of the park. Have each of them have their own lot and their own shows and their own attractions for those various studios that Disney owns.
Yeah.
That could also be a way that they can introduce stuff like the 20th Century Fox catalog into theme parks. I think that, and there is no better place for a movie-driven, IP-driven park than Hollywood Studios.
Right.
I'm okay with IP being in Hollywood Studios. That's the place for it. That's where it should go. It should not go every other goddamn nook and cranny on Disney property. It should go here, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Magic Kingdom seems like it's always had IP, but I do agree that if there's like Epcot, maybe that's not the place for the IP, but obviously that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
For now, at least.
Until
somebody else gets in control. Unless somebody else gets in control and the times change and people are looking for something different.
Isn't Iger supposedly supposed to retire in 2 years?
Yeah, maybe.
Supposedly.
We'll see.
He has said this before. Okay, so that's it for Hollywood Studios. So let's move into our final theme park here, Animal Kingdom. Actually, both announcements. I'm not excited about the one that everybody else is apparently excited about. Okay, I'm excited about the smaller of these two announcements. So I'll start with the bigger one because it's not my favorite. The Tropical Americas land replacing Dino Land is supposed, I think, open in 2027. Because the wording that Disney used was spring to life in 2027, and I'm like, is that when construction starts or is that when you're opening? Like, what does that mean?
To me, it sounds that's when it's opening.
When it's opening, yeah. So sounds like we're getting 2 new attractions, one themed to Indiana Jones, which I'm assuming is where Dinosaur is. And then the other will be themed to Encanto. Still trying to figure out how Encanto works here.
So the way they describe it is the little boy in Encanto, his gift, it's going to be the day of his gift, and you're going to enter his room, and his gift is the gift of animals.
So not even the main character.
The main characters are going to be in the house,
right, but it's not. We're not even like basing this on the main character of the movie.
I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, this is a beloved show, and people love it.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think Animal Kingdom was necessarily the right
probably not
for it.
Yeah, probably not the best, but it does. If they're going to do South American themed, I mean, it is South America, so
like,
that
we got Bobby over here like doing some meditation because he
the best part is
so upset.
The best part about Indiana Jones, how they tie that in is snakes.
Why did it have to be snakes? Did your meditation work? Did your Miyagi over there work?
No. I think it could look cool, though. I mean, maybe it's not what we want.
Cool. It's not that it's. But for fuck's sake, can we just have one? Like, it's really fucking simple. Animal Kingdom, animals. That's it. Zootopia, whatever. Fuck it. Who cares? Doesn't matter. It's a fox and a bear and whoa, does that sound like Splash Mountain? But whatever, fine. Put it in an Animal Kingdom. Don't fucking care. Just have it be animals. Why are we fucking doing Indiana Jones in there? Why are we doing Encanto in there?
Snakes.
Because you just don't want to fucking just say that all you care about is fucking selling lunchboxes, if they even sell those to kids anymore. That's what all they fucking care about. And it drives me crazy. Like, there's an old saying in sales. People love to buy, they hate to be sold. And this is doing nothing to me except giving me, we want to sell you X. And that's why we're doing this. And I hate every second of that.
It's going to be based around the animals, the Encanto attraction. So, I mean,
it's the biggest bullshit reason, though. It's not... No,
maybe.
Pat, I haven't seen the movie, but the point is that I shouldn't have to see the movie if I'm going to fucking enjoy an attraction.
I know, but when you go into it, you'll see what it's all about. That his gift is the gift of being able to communicate with the animals. So the show, they all have these special gifts, right? Each kid,
except for the main character.
Except for the main character, and the little brother has the gift of being able to speak to animals. So, I mean, is it a stretch? Should it be something like Jungle Book? Should Jungle Book have gone there?
Much better.
A whole theme laying around Jungle Book. If you're going to put an IP in there, that would be the best one to put in there. But this is what they chose.
Better.
It would have been awesome. But this is what I mean. This movie and these characters and these songs are so popular that people want to see it. They want it.
I am not part of that algorithm.
I know you're not.
And this is the fucking problem, is that it's supposed to be a park for everyone, not just what Disney Plus data fucking says. And that is driving me absolutely batty, that the only reason that we're getting all of this stuff is because now they have a means of tracking how often we watch something. And by the way, that's the worst number possible that you can use, because if a fucking 4-year-old loves something, you're going to play that 1,000 times, and you could really like something else, but you only get to watch it the one time because your 4-year-old won't stop wanting to watch the same thing over and over again. Or in Amanda's case, her husband.
Right. Star Trek.
Sure.
I think they want to draw in. They want to draw in young families with young kids, and they want to get them hooked on this stuff. And I think that's what it is, really.
But there's
they want that family to keep spending money and coming to the park.
but that's I guess the problem is that if we're only doing something for just kids, okay, then we don't need to spend the time and the effort into
You get
all
a
the
lounge.
details and all the other stuff. Okay. Kids are thrilled with Six Flags. Kids are thrilled with Universal. Kids are thrilled with Wet and Wild. And what's the hookers are fun? What's the Old Town? That's the one. The it might as well be called Hookers Are Fun, because that's what you'll find there. But well, maybe not there, but across the street certainly. So there you go, guys. Local travel advice, just in case you needed to know. But this is not.
But
This is not the right way of approaching it. It's short term. It's very very minimalistic, and it doesn't develop the deep seated relationship that you needed to continue to grow like Disney did.
I'm not. I don't know if I agree with you totally because, like, okay, Amanda, why are you excited about Monsters Inc?
Because that
Land.
movie, for me personally, like,
how old were you when that came out?
Oh God, when did it come out?
Young, right?
You're
little.
I was pretty young. Let me look up exactly when Monsters Inc. came out, because it actually like comes into like it came out in 2001, so I was in middle.
I was 15.
You're in middle school,
zero.
right?
I was in middle school.
I
have
was
a
watching
cousin.
9/11 happen. That's what I was doing at the age of 15.
This came out in November 2001, so it was a good reprieve. I was 8th grade. I was in 8th grade. So I have a cousin that's 3 years younger than me, and this is kind of where the movie like really. So she was in 5th grade. We have, from the day this girl was born, we have her nickname has been Boo, and she looks just like Boo from Monsters Inc. So like that, it's kind of been a thing with my family ever since. But yeah, it's a good movie.
You have a connection. You have a connection.
I have
to
a
this
really
movie,
deep
right?
connection to this movie, and
from
I
your
love
childhood,
it. Right?
And that's exactly why Pinocchio got put into the parks, because people had deep connections to that. Cinderella's Castle, people have deep connections to that, and that's why they picked Encanto. Like my daughter loves that show and all the songs. She has a deep connection to it, and she'll always have a deep connection to that particular IP. And it is what it is. But
I don't mind Encanto. I mind the location. I don't think Animal Kingdom was necessarily the right spot.
I can agree with that. I agree with you.
But yeah, I mean, I don't mind that they put Encanto in the park. I'm surprised it didn't happen
my
right
point
away.
is
Like
that I don't think it's short-sighted putting the IP in there, because people have connections to it, and they'll have connections to it the rest of their life.
It's short-sighted because they're not putting in the attraction in the right place. They're putting it wherever they feel like they can, or they just we got a space available there. Let's slap it there. No, think it through a little bit more. Plan the park a little bit better. Maybe if you do want to plan a big expansion over at Magic Kingdom, maybe Encanto would be the perfect spot for doing it over there. But it's not what the point of Animal Kingdom was, and that's. I get that those things change and evolve over time, but you're talking about these deep-seated relationships with Encanto and Moana. Fine. I have a deep-seated connection with the Muppets. I have a deep-seated connection with a lot of shit that they've torn down already. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna fight tooth and nail to a degree to keep some of the nostalgia spots for my own sanity's sake, because I don't like any of the stuff that they've made here since really the turn of the century. Like there's not been anything good to me that's been released by Disney since then.
If they would have put Encanto in Frontierland behind Big Thunder, people would be upset about that too. It's nothing to do with Frontier, blah blah blah. I don't think they're going to win regardless of where they put stuff for the most part.
Fine in
I think these things like the Muppets, or even Encanto, maybe in 20, 30 years they're going to remove that ride for something different, and then those people will be upset. I think that's just kind of the natural progression of how the theme park business is really going to work.
But it's amazing how certain attractions stick around longer than others. And the ones that stick around the longest are the ones that don't have an intellectual property attached to them. Coincidentally, it's a small world. Your Pirates of the Caribbean, which was a theme park ride long before.
It was a movie.
Yeah, Peter Pan. What a dick. Big Thunder Mountain. Hey, Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain had IP attached to it, and it's already gone through a changeover. Okay, so yeah, some of these long-term attractions that you're just slapping characters on, that's why it pisses me off.
I guess it's like, are those attractions still around because of the nostalgia, or like because space like in different theme parks, like Space Mountain has been changed. Yeah, it's been changed though, and they even put IP over in some of it. I think in France they had IP.
Disneyland has Star Wars themed now. Their Space Mountain.
Not every day.
So and then the Pirates of the Caribbean got turned into a movie, right? You know,
and people objected to them putting Jack Sparrow in that ride.
And the new attraction in Shanghai, that Pirates of the Caribbean is based on all the newer Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Okay.
I think that's just where we're headed. Maybe that's going to change at some point, though.
But how do you develop something like that into a franchise in the first place? You come up with an original idea. That's the thing that they're not doing. They're not coming up with an original idea that is sticking with people and is meaningful enough to people to have them want to come back.
From a theme park ride.
Well, yeah, I'm also looking at the list of
because I think they because I think like Encanto is an original idea, right? It's a movie, so they just took that original idea they made for a movie and then say, oh, people would like to see this in the physical form, and people do, and I think that's kind of where their minds are right now, and maybe that changes, down the road when we're older.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then it'll be too late. And that's kind of my problem is that they're not giving us. They're the brain drain. Is
that all the announcements?
No, there's one more for Animal Kingdom that I'm actually more excited about.
All right, fine, whatever. What is it?
We're finally getting rid of It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Yeah.
That is going away. No, that's great.
Are you scared of it?
Oh, I hate that show so much.
I always thought that ride was a pain in the ass.
Stop it. Hate that
like
show.
It.
Hate it.
Where
hate
the bugs
it,
are supposed to be underneath the tree and
hate
stuff.
it. Hate it. I also don't like bugs, so hate it. I like the movies. I liked It's a Bug's Life as a movie. I hate this attraction. I'm glad this is going away, and they're putting in a Zootopia themed show there.
Yeah.
It'll come out next winter, and it will be called Zootopia. Better Together.
Cool.
Oh God.
Whatever.
Okay. That's worse than their intellectual property bullshit. Okay, that's awful.
But it's Zootopia. It goes into Animal Kingdom.
All right, fine.
And we're replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug.
I don't care. There it is.
How's that? Goes. This is one I'm not excited about.
I'm so
I like Tough to Be a Bug.
I hate it.
I wish they would just update Tough to Be a Bug, but
but they don't sell fucking Flick plushies anymore. So no, we have to get rid of it.
Well, the show needs to be updated.
We're not coming out with a Bug's Life 2, so
yeah, because God forbid that we use the Hopper animatronic anymore. It's just apparently
that movie's so great though.
It is a good movie. Bug's Life was a good movie.
Yeah,
I mean, par for the course for Disney to kind of go after the vapid shit. But whatever, it's fine. All right, let's round it up, Amanda, with the final thing that we wanted to talk about over at Disneyland. The one and only thing that's worthwhile.
That was announced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, at Disneyland, there will be a new audio animatronic figure. This one will be of Walt Disney himself.
Okay. So apparently it's gonna run in between shows of whatever it is with Mr. Lincoln.
It's gonna be a rotation.
Yeah.
On a turntable.
So according to Disney Parks blog, This it will be on stage. Oh wait, that was at the thing. Where does it say? It will be called Walt Disney: A Magical Life, and it will debut inside the Main Street Opera House, and then after its initial run, it's gonna go in rotation with Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln.
Okay, here's the thing, guys. Have y'all seen Terminator?
I have not, but you've told me enough about it.
Pat, have you seen
I've seen it.
Terminator? Yeah, okay. This is how we get Terminator. What are they fucking thinking? They're building an audio animatronic, and you know they're going to use AI to do it. You know that they are. And they're going to fucking build an audio animatronic. Do you know what a simulacrum is? Have you guys ever heard of a simulacrum?
No, tell us.
Okay. This is a sci-fi concept whereby basically imagine the Hall of Presidents, okay? But now a computer thinks that it's really the Rutherford B. Hayes over there in the corner. And then hundreds of years from now, aliens are able to turn that computer back on. He's going to think that he's actually Rutherford B. Hayes. That's basically what a simulacrum is. That's what's going to happen to this Walt Disney audio animatronic.
You think he's going to come alive?
Yes, absolutely he is. Not only that, he's going to build better audio animatronics, which will eventually become our robot overlords.
Well, okay, here's the plus then, because what if Walt Disney, this animatronic, comes back to life, as you suggest, and he becomes CEO of the Walt Disney
Company? Don't see that happening.
Yeah.
He thinks he's Walt Disney. He can overthrow Bob Iger.
There was, however, a Star Trek: The Next Generation episode wherein Worf goes to a monastery planet to help find his spiritual guidance, and ends up running into Kahless, the warrior emperor who started the whole Klingon Empire. But as it turns out, he's a clone of Kahless, not the real Kahless. So he didn't really come back from the dead like they said he did, and that was a whole thing.
Now we've lost all of our viewers.
Right. If you will go check that episode of The Next Generation out, I think that speaks to exactly how Walt Disney coming back to life would
I think this is awesome. Like the family's working with him, and if they can, if it's a high tech thing like they're talking about, I think it's good for the younger generations to see who built all this. They had the idea to build this theme park.
Here would be my one requirement: it can speak, but it can only speak words that Walt said on film. Because I don't want. Because here's my problem with it: I don't want Josh Tomorrow to go secretly program the goddamn thing back behind the corner to start talking about the wonders of intellectual property and this other stuff that's.
Yeah.
If it says the word synergy, I'm fucking taking a baseball bat to it, or lightsaber, or whatever.
Sure, I think they should probably take maybe just. I mean, because there's so much film of Walt on those shows, those ABC shows.
Yeah, and looking at the concept art from this, it looks like the set of like the show where he would talk about like the building of Disney World. Like when they were building Disney World Disneyland, the show where they were building like Disneyland, it looks like that set. So
sure.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, this is how we get the Terminator, because they're not just gonna program it by hand. No, they're gonna use AI, and they're gonna create an AI of Walt, which again, Walt was the visionary and the dreamer. He's gonna figure out how to make this stuff happen. Like he's gonna turn the whole thing into Terminator.
I'm like you, Pat. I am excited. I would like for us to go to California and see this when it debuts.
Whoa.
Only if the company is paying for it. That's the only way that we're.
Okay.
Look at that.
I think this is gonna be. I think this
Betsy
is gonna
and accounts payables and
God,
fucking.
I think this is gonna be. I think this is.
Here we go again.
Cool. And I like the fact that the family, or at least members of the family, are also involved.
Yeah. By the way, Patrick, now that you're back on it, since you are CFO, I need you to send an email to Betsy in accounts payable. Because I don't want a repeat of the Genie Plus situation where I never got reimbursed. I'm still waiting on that.
Sure.
But
yeah, I mean,
this this was notably more expensive as an expense when we did
Yeah.
the Lightning Lane multipass a couple weeks ago, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Look, there's only so much here that I can.
Things get lost back there. I'll look into it.
Thank
a lot
you.
going on.
Betsy's
got a lot going on. Okay.
Betsy, I swear to God. I swear to God, not ready to deal with Betsy. Anyway.
All right.
Patrick.
That's all the announcements.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us here. I think we covered everything that we intended to. I try to be as positive about this as possible, but you know what?
I thought you'd be way worse.
Honest to God, it took every single ounce of strength that I have within me.
Well, that's because they didn't announce a Moana attraction, so that's probably why you.
God, if they'd announced a Moana attraction, yeah, this would have been over. We wouldn't have done this show if they'd announced a Moana attraction.
Oh yeah.
There would have had to been a press release where you guys fired.
Your head would explode.
I would have. Yeah, I'd have to get on here and announce his death.
You have to wrap his head in duct tape before the show so it wouldn't explode.
What, like a shitty puppet, like Weekend at Bernie's. Okay, yeah, sure. Well, Weekend at Bernie's me. That'll be a great idea. Coming soon to NotClub33.com. Make sure that you are subscribed to this here YouTube channel. If you would like to see Bobby become Weekend at Bobby's, we will see how we can make that happen. You're going to have to come down and film this one. Let's see here. Make sure also, guys, that you drop a comment down below. We love interacting with you guys and your commentary on our YouTube page. So please do continue to drop comments down below. Amanda, we are on social media, are we not?
We are on social media.
And where might we be found on social media?
You can find us on Facebook and that site formerly known as Twitter at Cynical Disney. And you can find us everywhere else. So that's Pinterest, that's Threads, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, at Cynics on Disney.
And Patrick, you are, of course, the CFO of the sponsor of this here podcast. That would be NotClub33.com. Make sure that you go to NotClub33.com for all the latest and greatest updates, including but not limited to the Notcast, which we should be getting back into pretty soon, as a weekly show.
We
may be recording this coming week. Not sure.
I hope so.
Yeah. We're getting back into it.
School started it back for everybody, I think.
Yeah. My kids go back tomorrow, which would be Monday. That we're recording the show.
Ooh. So finally, an afternoon where the house is free. Yeah. Good for you.
Well, we'll see. Yeah. So, and I put out a 3-minute diner review not too long ago. So, hopefully I got a couple more I'm going to put out here. So
excellent. Yeah. And the one that you did on Primo Piatto was rather informative. All that for just some gabagool.
Have you guys eaten there?
Who would have thought?
No. Have you guys eaten there?
No, we haven't eaten there.
It's a good spot. I mean, everything we've eaten there several times. Everything we've had has been good, and the prices aren't terrible. So
maybe we'll check it out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, though, there will be an upcoming review of said restaurant in the near future. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We've got a couple more that we've got to get to first that I have been itching to get to, as though I had ants in my pants. Guys, make sure that you are. I don't know why. Just roll with it. Make sure that you are subscribed, like we said, to this here channel on YouTube, and that you subscribe, rate, and review to this here show on whatever podcast platform you are listening to us on.
Don't y'all have another show that y'all need to plug?
Well, we have to record the damn thing first.
We haven't recorded it. I got some movies to catch up on.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to see
one episode. You've recorded one episode.
Yeah.
I've gone to see the requisite movies. Pat has not. I don't think.
Oh, Pat.
I got a busy, like, next weekend is this week was soccer. Next weekend is soccer and baseball.
Oh,
so, yeah,
have fun.
It's getting hectic.
Okay, sorry. whatever. When we record another episode of Apocalypse
We'll get
Now, we'll get there, and we will make sure that we announce it on this here show. And that's a show, by the way, that Patrick is going to be hosting. Isn't that right, Pat?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Really don't want to be the fat face of NotClub33.com.
You do such a good job, though. So.
I try, but I also fail. However, guys, make sure that you are subscribed, have rated us on that platform, and reviewed us as well. It helps get us out into the algorithm more and expose us to more listeners, and especially since we are on video now, I really don't want to expose myself in any other way. So, until next time, you guys, have yourselves a magical fucking day.